as soon as Conrad the cat started talking, I knew straight away that this was Pinto Colvig, because he sounded exactly like Goofy. So I'll be honest, while watching Conrad the Sailor, I could only really picture Goofy. Which is not a terrible thing, but it's just something to bear in mind that if you do watch a lot of animation, in particular Disney, it's hard to distinguish between the voices of Conrad and Goofy. This is the 1942 Warner Brothers cartoon directed by Chuck Jones. It's written by Dave Monahan, and alongside Pinto Colvig, we also have Mel Blanc, who voices Daffy Duck. And Conrad the cat, or I believe he's just called Conrad Cat, is singing a song and is trying to keep the decks of this ship nice and clean, but Daffy Duck keeps getting in his way. And what follows over the 6 or 7 minutes of this cartoon is Conrad singing his song to himself, cleaning the decks. Daffy Duck does something to get in his way. He cleans the mess. Daffy Duck gets in the way. And I won't say too much more about any of the antics that Daffy gets up to, as I don't want to spoil it, because that's, of course, the point of the cartoon. But I will say it was pretty interesting. It's not my personal favourite, and I did have a difficult time distinguishing between Conrad Cat and Goofy. I mean, that's an exaggeration. It wasn't that hard, but it just amused me that I kept hearing Goofy and seeing a cat. It's not a fault of the cartoon itself, it's just how Pinto Colvig chose to voice the character. But it's a victim of its own success, I guess. Or Goofy makes this a victim of Goofy's success. Either way, it's something to bear in mind that if you are a fan of Goofy or of Disney, you may also just struggle to separate the two. Daffy Duck gave as good as he got. He was very playful a lot of the time. I think Daffy Duck's a really interesting character because he's often kind of grumpy but also very devilish and mischievous, and it's a really interesting combination that not too many other characters can pull off well without being really annoying. But Daffy Duck does it quite expertly. And that's definitely what we see here. It's well animated, the pacing is very good, the song in it is quite addictive and very entertainingly sung by Pinto Colvig. I enjoyed it. Would I have liked it more or less if it hadn't been Pinto Colvig? I think maybe a tiny bit less, because it gave it that extra layer of fascination, that extra something that amused me. But only maybe marginally. Conrad the Sailor is pretty decent. Probably never going to be a personal favourite, but I'd say it's one that's worth watching at least once.